the end of tonight. So, did the Coalition's chances fly out the window with one flyer? Let's talk to Jackie Kelly and find out. Hi, Jackie.
How are you?
I'm well. Are you all right?
Well, I've had better weeks, put it that way.
Could you have lost John Howard this election?
Look, I suppose that's something that everyone's going to examine after the election. I certainly think it didn't help in Lindsay. You know, this type of thing, it didn't play out very well at all.
Tell us now, the votes have been counted. What did you know about what was happening?
I knew nothing. And I might make it very clear, neither did the candidate for Lindsay, Karen Chijoff, who's a great candidate and has worked extremely hard to hold the seat of Lindsay for the Howard government.
But you've worked obviously very closely with Karen in the campaign, and so is your husband and her husband. Can you understand that it's very difficult for people to believe that two sets of partners, work so closely together to win a marginal seat and don't know about something like this?
Well, that may be, but it is the truth. We didn't know. You know, there have been subsequent discussions, obviously, with partners, and it's just been a very difficult week.
Well, I'm sure it has. Well, are these tactics that have been used before, do you know, in that area?
Not at all. In my campaigning, I have always stayed within the black letter of the law of the Australian Electoral Commission. Those allegations obviously will be out there. I've seen all the media. It's just a difficult time.
So a few tin tacks. Where was it printed, this flyer?
Look, my husband obviously is the subject of the Lindsay flyer scam. I made a very clumsy effort to explain away his behaviour with humour, which just exacerbated the matter and just made it worse.
They weren't having a couple of drinks and a Skylark.
I have, look, I am not going to disparage my husband on national television. I wasn't going to do it previously. I don't want to do it now.
Okay.
You know, it's just, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. It's just a difficult position for a wife to be in.
I understand that. Okay, Jackie, thanks very much for that. We'll go back to Posh Inmel.
Okay. All right, thank you, Riles. Jeff Kenneth, do you think it's lost the election for John Howard?
No, it hasn't lost the election, but it certainly took the Prime Minister off his focus for the last few days. What Jackie says, I think, is just only makes the situation worse, sadly. And I think there's got to be a proper inquiry into it, and I think a lot of people will end up having their efforts clearly exposed. But no, it didn't lose the Prime Minister the election if the election is going to be lost, but it certainly messed it up in the seat, and it certainly stopped the momentum.
Peter, how much impact would it have, given a lot of people make up their mind in the last week of the campaign? So,
no, what it did was it stuffed the Prime Minister's momentum. Let's call this as it is. The truth is he was fighting to build momentum in the last week. He has a history of moving in the last week and improving his vote, and it came bang, right at the worst possible time. I mean, look, I like Jackie, she's a great lady, but I think we should make her and her whole team life members of the Labor Party, because this is one of the things that will be remembered out of this campaign. This will be one of those things that when people write the 2007 history, it'll be right at the top. The Prime Minister must have been furious. I would have been.
I think you can see Jackie is an effervescent person.
Oh, good lady.
Have a look at her face tonight. She's dejected. She knows it's caused her greatest supporter, the Prime Minister, a great deal of difficulty, and she'll feel this with her family for many, many years to come. Not that they lost the election, but just that her group of mates caused the distraction.
Sure.
not a good way for her to leave on, not a good note to leave on.
No, not at all. All right, let's move on, because